continually and faithfully, continually fighting that good fight of faith. Till then, we'll come out and prophesy downfall of Babylon the Great, right? You know, it must be said, it must be known that the things that are going on in the world, you know, this ain't meant. It's not meant for everybody to receive, man. And this is why the Lord speaks about the hope for the elect of the nation of Israel, right? Whom we hope and pray we're in that number, right? So again, as we always do, we're going to come out and give you prophecies, we're going to give you scriptures, anything that's going to be edifying to the body. Lord willing, is edifying. Let's roll.
That's just what you just said. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for.
Right.
But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blind.
Right, the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Now, the blindness that the Lord has sprung upon you people concerning the MOTB, which is the microchip, that is going to affect a lot of you people when they start implementing that chip in your hand.
It says there's no sound.
There's no sound?
Yeah.
On which one? On the center one? You can handle that, Elder?
Yep.
I gotta get it.
I mean, as far as I could tell, everything's good.
There's no sound?
No sound. Oh, that's Satan. They did it to me 2 weeks ago.
So if you just check this one.
Yep, got
Can
you.
you back out of that center one? Back out?
Yeah, I would rather you do
Put
it.
on there? Yeah, I got it. Okay, go ahead and speak.
Yep.
Yours.
It's good. It's good. So if you can't, I don't know which one they on, but if you can go to GMS collage, put it up on there so they can see it, because they might not be able to hear on this camera. But like the elder was
Number
saying,
one, can you cue up this one so when it goes live you can hear it, see if it got sound?
So as the elder was saying, you know, we come out week after week to prophesy the downfall of America, because that's what the scriptures say, right? The scriptures talk about this Babylon that is going to fall, right? So we come out week after week to prophesy that downfall and let the people know that, you know, the demise of this country is imminent, right? It's been perpetuating its wickedness throughout the whole world, and now it's time for, as they say, the chickens come home to roost. It's time for them to be dealt with. You can go to I was thinking about Revelation 18.
Revelation 18, I'll get it.
Yeah, you can start at 1. Revelation 18 and 1. We haven't read that in a long time. Well, I haven't read it in a long time.
Well, we read it a long time too. Revelation 18 and 1, Elder.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one, he said, after these things I saw another angel came down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils.
I say this all the time, right? You got what they teach you in the Christian church, right? But there are certain scriptures that the Christian church doesn't even bother with, right? And this is one of them, right? You have a country like America, as powerful as it is, and as if you believe that the Bible is true, right? As a Christian, then you don't think that America was talked about or at least alluded to in the scriptures? Of course it is. This is a kingdom that's unprecedented in many ways, right? One, it's the youngest of all of the nations. It's the newest of all of the nations, right? The second thing is it's in the mix of all of the nations that are on the earth, right? And the scriptures talk about this. So it gives you little hints like that to figure out what it's talking about when it says Babylon, right? Because when we continue to read on, it talks about how all of the other nations live deliciously from her, right? And so what country that's on the earth has done that, right? But this one. So it also talks about a whore that sat on a beast, right? That beast being NATO, the EU, right? And that whore sitting on it is America.
I just got the note.
And you can go into the details, into the minutia, if you will. You'll notice that America is the head of NATO. They're the head. Nothing happens in NATO without the decision of America. Or America a lot of times uses NATO to execute its business, right? And so go ahead.
But in Revelation 17, it said mystery Babylon.
And then also to add to what you're saying, now I want you to finish your point. But also Isaiah 47 talks about it, right? I said what I said. Isaiah 47, Isaiah 34,
Jeremiah 51.
Jeremiah 51.
Yep.
They all talk about this Babylon that doesn't quite seem like the ancient Babylon. There's something that's being talked about with these other Babylons that kind of does point to it being America, right?
Yep.
When you read Daniel's 8th chapter, it talks about a little horn that came after there was where before there were 3, and it came after. I think that's Daniel's 8. Is it Daniel 7 down towards the end? I'm quoting a bunch.
It's verse 8.
Is it verse 8?
Yeah, 7 8.
So you can get them all. You can get them all. Whatever I'm quoting, you can get them all.
I got it right here.
Yeah, give me that.
He said, Daniel chapter 7 verse 8.
Yep.
I considered the horn, and behold, there came out among them another little horn,
That's it.
before whom there was 3
Before whom there was 3.
of the
Right?
first horn.
So that being the British, the Spanish, and the French. Right. So there's these little clues that tell you who this is talking about, who this is prophesying about, and we're out here to tell you that it's America, man. Right? And America has to be destroyed in order for the next kingdom to come. You know. Oh, that's it. That's all I wanted on that. What did I call for over here?
What you call for Revelation 18.
Yeah, let's keep reading there.
We go back to Revelation. It's Revelation 18, verse 2. Read it again. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devil, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yep. So this is mirroring what it says in Isaiah 34. It talks about let's go there real quick.
Isaiah 13.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're getting. I know what you're going. You can hold that. I'm on if you don't mind. You can go to Isaiah 34. Keep going, bro.
He says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right. So there's many different ways that this happened, but ultimately, it's these other nations getting in bed with America, and that's evident. You can see that. You can see that in the architecture.
Yep.
You can see that in the different companies that are building things in these other, like you got this place Dubai everybody wants to go to nowadays, right? Dubai is a relatively new city, right? And a lot of their engineering projects, a lot of their architectural projects came from American companies.
Yep.
And this is from old deals that happened back in the 70s that they were able to build a city like Dubai, right? And so all of these countries have a piece of the pie, the American pie, if you will, right? And so this is what it's talking about. Keep going.
He says, and the king of the earth have committed fornication with her.
The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. I remember going back and forth with this an old coworker of mine, and he was like, "You're not going to tell me you believe that America has something to do with these third world countries?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I do." He's like, "No, it's their own rulership, it's their own leaders." Like, yeah, but who are their leaders dealing with in order to create this third world atmosphere? Because you think about this, right? The reason why these quote unquote third world countries are third world countries is because all of their natural resources are being taken, and they're not being compensated properly for it. The leadership is being compensated for it,
Exactly.
but the regular everyday people are not being compensated. And then when you have these different engineering projects, it's funny. I have kids, so you got to forgive me for this analogy. But if you watch the second Frozen movie, right, they touch on this a little bit. So you got Elsa, who's the star of the show, right? The one with the gray ponytail, and her little sister. Their grandfather was making deals with the natives, right? He said, "Look, we're going to give you a dam. It's going to help you get electricity. It's going to help you do all of these things." And once they built the dam, the natives started to realize, look, this is flooding our land, our croplands. But he knew it. Their grandfather knew this all along. And so they show you these little pieces of information. This is what America did.
Yeah.
America went to these places and said, look, we can bring you into the 21st century. We'll give you dams so that you can have electricity. We clean your waters. We do this. And now all these American engineering companies are over there in these lands setting up shop. Right? And what happens is the leadership is the one that makes the big deals, and they benefit from it. But the regular average everyday people, they're suffering because their lands are being destroyed.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
and so these are the types of things. These are just this is a small piece of the things that America has done, and why the Heavenly Father, as it's going to say in Revelation 18, have heard or seen that their sins have reached in heaven. Man.
If I may add to that, like what was going on in Haiti, when the earthquake happened in Haiti, they came in the name of I'm coming to help the Haitian people,
Yep.
but they found oil down there and they seized the oil.
Yep.
And the Haitians have to fight to get our oil, but they will not give the oil.
Yeah, but
and
that's recent history, right?
Yeah.
Go into that the relations between America and Haiti go way back.
Yeah.
Because Haiti, contrary to, because right now, Levi gets the worst of the reputation as far as the 12 tribes go. They get made fun of, and you ask Simeon, you tell them are they Levi, and they'll have a fight with you, right? They live on the same piece of land, but they'll fight with you, right? Now, yeah. So a lot of the wealth of France is because of Haiti. A lot of still to this day. Haiti paying some level of tributary to France still to this day. Still to this is 2025. Still to this day. Now, to add to that, they were one of the first, not one of the first country, the first country that gained its independence from the Europeans, let's say.
Yeah.
First,
Right, and this is why they've been made to pay for it so deeply. And so when you look at that country, even though it's on the same island as let's say the DR, Dominican Republic. That side of the island is dilapidated. Yeah, because they treated him poorly because of independence and the way they gained the independence. And if you get into the history, they was getting ready to come here to help the so-called Negroes get their independence.
Exactly.
And they couldn't have that. All right, go ahead.
This is Micah 2-1.
So I didn't mean to cut you off
No,
from your thought. I just wanted
No,
because
no,
the oil thing is new. But America have been kicking Haiti's ass for a long time.
Yeah,
Go
exactly.
ahead.
This is Micah 2-1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity
Yep.
and work evil upon their bed.
Devise iniquity and work evil on his bed, man. They've done that. They've done a lot of that. They've done a lot of that. All of these plans and all of these dreams and goals and ambitions that America has, and ultimately what it is it's all world domination. Right. People think that the thought of empire is old thought. Where, because what is empire? Empire is basically a nation of people that's in power, surmounting
I didn't go
all
live
different
yet.
types of land to grow
what the fuck is
their own territory. That's all empire is, right? Simply put, right? And when you have people doing that, it can be fine if the leaders are benevolent, right?
Hold on a second.
This is why we talk about you can talk about Nebuchadnezzar, you can talk about Ahasuerus, you can talk about some of these rulers who were to some degree fair, especially to our nation.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? When they were growing empire. The first nation of people to grow empire, and they were unfair and they treated the people that they were conquering badly, were the Edomites.
Yep.
And they tell you that in the book of Maccabees. But empire is not it's an old concept, but it's not a finished concept. The world is still in that same mindset where I want that land over there, so I'm going to take it. The difference is the Edomites use these sneaky, these cunning. What does the scripture say? The wiles of the devil.
Yeah.
When you go into that word wiles, it talks about like a cunning trick or a plan that you have that's a secret plan. This is what they do. So I talked about them using NATO, but as well as using NATO, I want you to get your point. But as well as using NATO, they also use these what they call proxy wars, where it's some terrorist group, and they're executing vengeance over here in this place. So it wasn't us; it was the terrorist group. But it's really they're hired mercenaries.
Exactly.
They're hired. So all of these things that America has done, the Lord is watching this. But they can point.
Real quick, if I may, you mentioned mercenary. It happened to Haiti not too long ago. When it came to Haiti and assassinated the president of Haiti, the president of Haiti refused to bow the knees to the American government. So this is the military down there, and they torture and kill the president. And when they captured them, all of them said that they were hired by the American government. And the USA said that no, it's false. You know? Which,
They also, about that, they also put in puppet leaders in those nations that they conquered, and that goes into the committing fornication with them. Because if you don't play ball with them, you're either gonna get sanctioned or bombed, or they're gonna get you out the way. They're gonna put somebody that's gonna do their bidding.
Yeah, this guy. I tell you, man. If you really want to know, well, let me. I only say this because I read the book, but if you really want to get an idea about what America does behind the scenes, you read that book. What is it?
Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Which this guy, he lived right up here on Beacon Street. It tells you in the book. One of these apartments over here, my Beacon Street apartment, he lives up right up here, right? So the dude, he really went into. He's like, hey, just think about it. In 1 minute, you have this anti-American leader in one of these countries. Next thing you know, he died in a plane accident. And then there's this next guy who rises up into power, who loves America. Right? It's obvious. Right? And the Lord sees this, man. The Lord is watching this. They're unfair. Another thing, usury. Right? Charging interest on loans that you give out. Right? You know who's known for this? The JOOs. That's one of their motives. They to loan out money and then charge you interest. Right? And then there's a thing called Jubilee, right? So the year of Jubilee, all debt is supposed to be let's say exonerated or forgiven. Is that what you said? All debt is supposed to be forgiven every 7 years, and everybody gets a clean slate. You know how much I owe all kinds of credit cards, Macy's cards, all kinds of. Well, not anymore. But my point is, the reason why you owe these things. So another thing. So you have all of these banks, right? The banks is really how Esau surmounted their power, right? Because like I think it was Rockefeller who said, you know, give me power over the nation's money, I care not who makes its laws. Right? So the way they get this money is what they do. They give out loans. If you constantly giving out loans and you charge interest, you always gonna make money, right? So a part of the quote unquote American dream is what? Home ownership, right? You buy a home, what do you have to do? You can't just pay cash for a home. You got to go to the bank, right? You got to get a consignment, right? And the bank essentially pays for the house, and then you pay the bank. And what are you paying? The whole time you paying? Interest, right?
This is Luke chapter 3 and 8. He said, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, when thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
And so they created this housing market simply for that, to get everybody on what they call the rat race. Right. Everybody's chasing this dream. Everybody, I want to get this house, and so you paying interest on this thing. You know what's funny? You hear about back in the 60s, you could buy a house for $15,000. Think about that. Now, how a regular little 3-bedroom home, right, a little colonial, whatever. That's what's most common here in Massachusetts or in New England. $500,000 for a 3-bedroom colonial, right? And that's just the market. That's where it's at. And so, you trying to get a piece of the American dream, you sign all these contracts, sign all this paperwork, get in bed with them, and you're paying them for 30 some odd years. 35 years are a lot of these loans. And the reason why they draw it out like that is two reasons. One is so that you can have smaller payments or more affordable payments. But also, most people can't afford a home until they're like 30 years old anyway. 30 years old, by the time you're done paying for it, you about to die.
Yes.
Oh, man.
You about to die, so you don't even really get a chance to enjoy the fruits of your labor, because you about to die. And listen, you know, that's what a mortgage is, a death note.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's beautiful. Like you said, I could just to back up your point. The scriptures say, when the righteous are on the authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, right? Now, when you go and do your research, right, on the 4 good Roman generals, right, you had Nerva, and you had Marcus Aurelius and the other two, right? And how how they basically was in the average citizen's favor, right? How they treat the citizens good, right?
Yep.
So, like you said, man, these Edomites, they ain't fair, man. You know, we actually paying for bottled water. We paying
Imagine
for food that the Lord gave us for free,
Imagine that.
man.
Imagine that. Yeah, so you got this guy, Orlando Jones. Is that his name?
Orlando Jones.
He's a nut, right? Or at least he plays one on TV.
Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You agree with me. Yeah,
Orlando Jones. I've seen that clip.
But he said this. He said, how do you have to pay for grapes? And I thought of course I know, but when he said, I was like, yeah, why would you have to pay? He said, we're paying for something that the Heavenly Father gave us for free?
Yeah.
And I thought about that, I was like, man, that's true, man. But this is, no sweat, bro. So this is the world we live in. America has done all of these things. We're not just, when we say America is wicked,
Yeah.
it ain't just something, of course there's an emotional element to it because you're experiencing the pain that America is causing. So of course there's an emotional element to us saying America is wicked. But when we say it, bro, America is bad.
Yeah.
This is a bad place.
And you
And
can
the
even
people-
but
Go,
you
bro.
can even leave slavery out of it, and that's a main
100%.
thing.
Great point.
Well, you can literally take that out of it, and they still deserve the judgment that they're going to
Great
get.
point. Great point. America's been an awful place, man. And they've made the people to believe that it's the best place on earth.
Land of the free.
The land of the free, the home of the brave. They was able to use propaganda to make everybody in the world think this brother tells a story that when he was a kid, he thought America had gold streets.
Yeah.
That's the propaganda that has been perpetuated here on this earth, man. So when we say it, again, yes, there's an emotional element to it, right? There's an emotional element to it, but mostly you can go to any library in the world and figure out what this place has done. Right? Now imagine this, right? We talked about this, we talk about this all the time, but let's say this. You have this story called Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee.
No, we don't have no
Ain't
Band-Aid.
nobody got no Band-Aid. It look like it's
Got
broken.
any paper?
Look like it's broken.
Oh no, that's broken. That's from fighting for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's not broke. It's dislocated.
Yeah,
Straight, just pull it out.
So there's this book called Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, which they made a movie about.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
And just
Paper
to
by any chance?
No.
hear about the
Thank you very much.
all right now, just to hear about the different things that they did to Gad was awful, man.
Yeah.
Like we got this thing we call school, right? This kid that wrote the story Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, he went through the process. He was one of the first to go through the process of being taken from his tribe and Americanized. Taught how to speak English, made him cut his hair, and his dad was kind of like, nah, we got to do this. He didn't want to do it as a kid. I don't want to leave my people. I don't want to leave my family. But his dad was like, nah, this is what we got to do. So him and his family, they were some of the first people to be Americanized, if you will. But when he really started to see as he grew up what the American government was doing to
They've been doing this.
he was distressed, man. You think about something called the Louisiana Purchase, right? The Louisiana Purchase, I remember learning about this in school. They don't tell you about the treachery about it, but they'll tell you about it, right? So the Louisiana, we know it now today is a little shoe that's at the bottom, right over there next to Texas, right? But Louisiana used to be the whole central part of America. You had what ended up becoming the first 13 colonies, and then that whole central land from south of Texas all the way up to north going into Canada was known as Louisiana, and it was owned by the French. And so you got the French and the English debating over this land, who's going to own this land, and you got people that's living in the land that had been living there before any of y'all got there.
Exactly.
How are y'all making deals about where the land goes and who's going to own it?
Yep.
And there's people that's from there that live there. And we say these kinds of things. People talk about, oh, that was a long time ago. Yeah, but those people that from those lands, they still suffer today. They got put on reservations, and they were made to think that a reservation was a blessing. I could go anywhere I wanted on this big old piece of land. Now you're relegating me to this reservation, and I got to be happy about it like you did something for me. Man. That movie, you got to watch that movie, man. The American government, Andrew Jackson, is a devil.
Oh, yeah.
He's back today. Andrew Jackson is a devil, man.
Yup.
And again, that's another thing. We say devil, right? There's an emotional element to it, right? But he's the devil. And Edomites, they're the devil.
Yeah.
When we say that, we say, okay, there's a bunch of vitriol in your heart because you're experiencing what America has done to you. But when we say you can go in any library and read this, there's a book called "Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee."
Yeah.
There's a book called "Without Sanctuary." Right? This guy Bill Duke, you know fucked up, right?
Yeah.
This Mr. Bill Duke. I was watching a video the other day about him talking about this. He said, "You want to know what America is like?" Then he said, "I got a book that you should read. It's called Without Sanctuary, and this book has the pictures of what they did. This is after slavery. This is we're not even talking about the the transition over the Atlantic, their entry into this. We talking about after slavery, the 50s, 60s, and 70s is where these postcards are from, of people being hung from trees, right? People being burned, people being castrated. He said, how do you expect people to get over that? He said, yeah, we got to move on. Yeah, you can't make excuses, but how do you expect the people to get over that? They can't. You can't. There's a lot that this country has done, and the Lord is going to make them pay for it, man. Yep, go ahead.
If I may mention, the Lord is using the prophets to make bare their legs. All their iniquities that they've done now that they've found out.
Well said.
I have Micah 2:1.
Yep.
Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Yep.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand,
Right.
and they covet fields and take them by violence and houses.
They covet fields, right? And they take it by violence. They don't just say, hey, we want this land, because naturally, if you're in the land, you're going to be like, why? I'm living here. Why the fuck you want my piece of land? My little piece, I ain't bothering nobody. Why you want my land? But they covet fields, like it says. Right? And they take it by violence. This place has done that. America is not just from the easternmost point of Maine to the westernmost part of California. No, America is everywhere that they got a engineering company, everywhere they got an electrical company, everywhere they got a military base. This is the empire of Edom.
Everywhere there's an Edomite, that's America.
This is the empire of Edom. That's what we're looking at today. Just like the Babylonians had empire, just like the Medo-Persians had empire, the Grecians, the Greco-Romans, the Edomites have an empire, and they continue to covet lands, because what are they trying to do? They're trying to regain the birthright, man.
Habakkuk 2 and 5.
Yep.
I'll start at verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not right in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Yep.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Right. He enlargeth his desire as hell and cannot be satisfied. He can't be satisfied. There's nothing you can do to quench his thirst.
Yeah.
He's always going to want more and more and more and more. And ultimately, this is the battle that, or let me say it this way, instead of the battle, the problem that Russia has with them. Russia said this. He said, look, man, y'all got your little NATO thing going on. Cool. Just don't come over here.
Yep.
Don't come over here. We got this is our shit over here. Once you start bordering us, we don't have a problem with that. And what NATO keep doing?
Yep.
They wanna assume this land over here, assume this land over there.
Yep.
And they keep getting closer and closer. And Russia said, look, you keep fucking with us if you want to. Why you think that's going on over there where Russia is fucking up the Ukraine?
Yep.
Not for nothing. Yeah. They don't want NATO on their borders.
Yep.
Just like you got somebody that you've been arguing with, your neighbor, right? After a while, you're gonna tell them, look, all right, man, fuck it. Just don't come over here on my side of the fence.
Yeah.
You come over here on my side of the fence, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's a right way to think.
Yep.
Right? So this is why they have a problem, because they keep surmounting lands upon lands, upon field, that don't belong to them.
That's right. And real quick too, Elder.
Yeah.
Even after Putin have a meeting with Zelensky, telling him not to join the NATO and do not sign the paper.
Yeah.
Zelensky didn't listen anyway. He went and signed in to go join. So what happened to them? They attacked them before they make any move.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's at war, because if Zelensky have succeeded, America will put a nuclear silo right at the border of Russia.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. So this is what's going on in the world, man. Edom is not playing fair.
Oh no.
Edom is not playing fair. Like you know, really, before I was thinking about this, and I was kind of just speaking through my lesson that I was putting up. But I thought about this. A country or a city or a satrap or a commonwealth, those things are developed by who the father is. Like for instance, right? The land of Israel became the land of Israel because of a man's family. And basically when you get each tribe getting a piece of land, when we leave Egypt and we go into the land, that's each son's family getting a piece of their father's land, really their grandfather's land, because it's Abraham. It was promised to Abraham, right? And so, up until you get the other nations to start ruling, right? That's when you start getting the nation of the head nation of the empire trying to get other lands that aren't there. They taking over this land over here. They say, hey, look, join with us. We'll protect you militarily. Nobody can attack you. We'll be your strong arm. We'll be your stronghold, right? And they start taking over these. Up until the Babylonians, that was unprecedented because your land was based on who your father was. Yeah. Whatever land you got, that was your family's land, and you kept that land, right? It wasn't until you get into when Nebuchadnezzar had that dream of the image, those were the powers that really tried to take other people's land. But up until that point, everybody had what belonged to them. Elam had this over here, Moab had that over there, Ammon, right, so forth and so on. Ishmael, they all had their own places. It wasn't until empire started where this concept of taking other people's land became a thing.
I got one there.
Yeah, yep.
It said, Sirach chapter 10 verse 8, he said, because of unrighteous dealing, Andrew and witches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, the kingdom is translated to one people to another. And then, so another power, they go, oh shit, they got all that land, I want that land too. I want that kind of power too. And then they fight for it. And then you have this, changing of the guard, so to say, where one power is taking over from another one. There's a sissy over there, just talking shit about nothing. You don't know what we're talking about. Free Palestine. You don't know what he's talking about. What's Palestine? we was talking about it just a little. That land doesn't belong to either of the people that are fighting.
Right, exactly.
You got the Palestinians out of there, and you got the Ishmaelites out of there. That land don't belong to neither one of them. Right. Because it was promised to so they could say this. Well, our forefather Abraham was promised this land. They could say that, and they would be right to some degree, right? Because Abraham is Ishmael's father, right? Abraham is Edom's great grandfather, right? And so they got some kind of, they could say, hey, my grandfather owned this land. But it wasn't promised to them.
Exactly.
It was promised to us. So neither one of the people that are over there fighting over that land belong there. So you're saying free your people, they're not supposed to be there. They're not supposed to be there. And who does he know about Palestine? What does he know? He's going to go color in a coloring book somewhere. He's going to CVS to buy some crayons. He's going to get a coloring book. He's going to be sitting in the kitchen table coloring. He don't know nothing about Palestine.
He's out here working.
And here it is, right? What worth is it to have an opinion if you're not doing this?
Yeah, right.
It's worthless.
Yeah.
This is why one of the reasons why I love the ministry so much is because if I tell you I believe in something, I can show you I believe in it. I have evidence. I can show you what I do week after week after week after week. So you can't say, well, you don't really believe. Yes, I do. Look. But what point is it to just yell out something and just walk down the street and you don't get to fight for your stance?
Yeah.
What point is that? Like when they be protesting in the front of the State House On a
It's
Sunday.
closed.
On a Sunday.
Yeah,
Closed.
everything's closed.
What's the sense in that? You're really not getting your herd. Right? Go ahead.
Con. This is Ezekiel 36:1. It says, also thou son of
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
prophesy unto the mountains of Israel and say,
Yep.
ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh.
Yep.
Thus said the Lord Yahweh power, because the enemy have said against you, aha,
Yep.
even the high ancient places are ours in
Yeah,
possession.
even the ancient high places are ours in possession because they took them. Right? You got that what they call the Dome of the Rock.
Right.
Yeah.
It's on the site where our temple was. So they destroyed the temple of Solomon and put the Dome of the Rock there. Right? So they don't belong to them. But what do they say? Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Meaning, like when you were a kid, what you say? Aha, aha.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're mocking.
Right.
Even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
Right.
So, and then that's going to say who he's talking about.
It says, verse 3, therefore prophesy and say, thus said the Lord Yahweh power,
Yep.
because they have made you desolate and swallow you up on every side,
Yep.
that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen.
Yep. So it's a possession. Our land is a possession to the residue of the heathen.
Right,
Right?
right,
They're arguing over the land and don't belong to either one of them. Imagine that.
right.
Imagine that. Somebody done stole it, and then y'all arguing over what was stolen. Go ahead.
That's beautiful. Going back to what you were saying, that Louisiana thing,
Yep,
like
yep.
France and British
In Britain,
or America,
yep.
right, arguing over something that's not theirs.
Yep.
And
So
also,
if they're telling us to go back to where we came from, right, then God should be the decision on who stays and who leaves.
Well said.
You understand?
Well said.
Huh.
Well said.
And it also had this speech about the land of Israel, right? How Ishmael coming that that's their land, but then Sarah, said that Ishmael should not take part of
said.
Isaac's inheritance.
Well said.
So and then Abraham cast Ishmael out.
Right.
So in other
But
words,
bless them though. Bless them.
he blessed
They got
them,
their own land.
and they got their own land,
Yeah.
but not the land they have promised for the forefather Abraham. If Abraham went down to Isaac and then to Jacob to his 12 sons,
Right.
make up 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. So that land don't belong to them out there, man.
That's it.
That's
As the
why-
elder said.
I say that's why if you stick with prophecy,
Yeah.
Scripture said that our land will be trodden down by the Gentiles until the time of Gentiles be fulfilled.
Yep,
So
yep.
that's why, like, if you stick with prophecy, you will never get confused. None of these nations, and especially Esau, Edom, they don't fulfill the prophecy of being Israel. They don't, like, first of all, they own the world. The scriptures ain't say we'll own the world. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says that the Lord will bring us back to the land Himself.
Right. That's right.
Like they did it by a piece of paper.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So
Oh,
this like
yeah,
all
yeah,
everything
right.
just like if you just stick to prophecy, you would never ever be confused about what's really going on in the world, who's the people. So I always like when I be trying to explain to people that be scoffing, I be like, do you even know? Like I talk to people like, do you even know like the basis of what I'm talking about? Because you come like do the same Free Palestine. What is you talking about? You don't know what we're preaching about.
Right, but what does that mean? Though?
Yeah, like what do that
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know what I'm
Press
saying?
them.
Like
Press them. Really ask them the question on their position and their stance. Press them.
because the scripture says it's answer a man according to his folly.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well
so
said.
like when people be talking, like I always say, like you don't even know the basics. Like you don't know the fundamental of anything that's going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scriptures talks about being in the congregation of the dead. You know, he that warned about the way of understanding should remain in the congregation of the dead.
Yep.
So there's a lot of walking dead around here.
They
You know what I'm
just,
saying?
just regurgitate what he
Yeah,
heard.
yeah.
Yeah, he's heard it several
Yeah,
times.
saw the sign, saw the sign that
Saw
said Israel on it.
Seen Israel.
They saw
Free
yellow.
Palestine.
Oh yeah, they see the sign say Israel. Yep.
No shit, yeah, that's pertinent, bro. What you got?
This is Joel 2, Joel 3, verse 2. It says, I will also gather all the nations. It says, I will also gather all the nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people.
Right. It says they have parted my land. Right? So they took the land that doesn't belong to them, and they've been having wars for decades about that land. And it don't belong to either one of them, man. That's our land. And that's powerful to say that.
Yes.
You know, 'cause I be thinking about this. You know, we marginalize sometimes only because of the two things. One is because it's us. You're hard on yourself. But then two, you say it so often. It's like, hey man, this is our land.
Yeah.
Those people on that sign. That's who that land belongs to over there. That land of Israel. Doesn't belong to the Edomites that are over there.
Nope.
Doesn't belong to the Ishmaelites that are over there.
Nope.
That belongs to those people on that sign.
That's right.
And these people, like it says in Jeremiah 51, have been scattered everywhere.
It remind me of the scripture where it said like the whole creation grown up in travail of up to now.
Yep.
Because when you think about it, you got these nations dying over a land that don't even belong to them.
Imagine that.
Imagine like how vanity is that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So like while we going through what we go through, you know, we in the curses, we scattered into all these lands. They going through it too. Everybody going through it.
And if I may add real quick, even your house shop, when we was to the woman the well, he said that your father should not worship in this mountain because you know that their people just walked into their land and took the land and their heritage.
Well, they were delivered into the land.
Yeah, they were con.
Yeah, because I forget the king's name, but once the northern kingdom was taken in the Syrian captivity, they put the Hamites in.
I think it's Shalmaneser the fifth.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right. Yep. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 19 and 14. It says, "Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which of they of old times have set in
That's a
thy
good one.
inheritance."
Because you know this is what they did. This is what they did. They came over here to the America. You know what I've been noticing? Little older buildings that got a gadget on it. If you're America and you conquered a land, don't you take that down? You would take that little it'd be like one of them little shields that are on the front of the building. They got a gadite on it. He's standing there like a winner.
Yep.
If you conquer the land, you take that off.
Yeah.
So they removed the landmark. Gad was over here building shit and living, right, and flourishing.
Right.
They were had cities and towns, right? And the Americans, they came over here and destroyed all of those landmarks.
Right.
You don't know what land was what. Matter of fact, I don't want to cut you off, but Massachusetts used to run. So if you know the southernmost part of Massachusetts and the northernmost part of Massachusetts, that width used to run all the way across into Buffalo in New York. So that whole strip of the bottom part of New York State used to be Massachusetts. Now Massachusetts is what? A native name, right?
Right.
So that means that whatever tribe of Gad that was, they ruled all that land, or they owned all that land, or that land belonged to them, right? But what did Esau come and do? They removed all those landmarks. We don't know now what tribe, because I'm from. Yeah, how about you? Shalom, brother. Be safe. I'm from upstate New York, right? Where I'm from, the area is called it's where the Mohawk Indians were. So from that area all the way up into Maine, all the way up into the southern parts of Canada, that was all Mohawk land, right? The Hudson River runs all the way through there, right? So you'll notice Gad, same thing within the town I live in now. They got what they call the Quikasham River. So it was all Gad was around here, but you don't know where the Gadite land ends, what tribe was over here, what tribe was over there, what territory, where the reservation. You don't know nothing because they removed the landmarks, like that scripture says.
I just want to see the picture. This is a real picture, a real statue of Native Indian in Wyoming.
Chief what?
It's Chief Washaki. Yeah. You know, it was a tribe in Wyoming.
Okay.
Chief Washaki spelled WASHAKIE.
Yeah.
He's a statue right there in Wyoming. You know, and he's been there for the longest time. They took the land, but as the other said, they took the statue down. They left it there as a symbol of them conquering.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. There's a book that I have at the house, and it's Life in America as shown by the North American Indians, right? And this is a phrase that's in the book, and this is what it says. It says, the phrase as shown by the North American Indians typically introduces examples of traditions, knowledge, skills, and cultural practices like sustainable living, agriculture, and spiritual connections that the indigenous people demonstrated often to early European settlers of modern society, highlighting their deep understanding of the land, resourcefulness, and distinct ways of life, with examples ranging from advanced farming techniques, and integral art, sophisticated structures, and ecological stewardship. See, so all this that you see here, God had to show these devils how to live, man, how to survive, right? Esau didn't just come over here thinking that, you know, because if you look at their history and their texts, they're going to make it seem like they came over here, gave the North American Indians some beads, and Gad just gave them all the land. They was dying of scurvy when they came over here.
Yeah.
And Gad had to step up, man. Give me that in Psalm 50.
Psalm 50.
What was you want?
Oh, no, I was gonna get that. I had
Good.
an article for this.
All right, well, okay. Yeah, you can bring that out too, man. I mean, the spirit's gonna roll the way it's gonna roll.
Okay, Psalm chapter 50.
Yep. It started about 5.
5. Psalm 50 verse 5.
Yep.
He says, gather my sent together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
Right, so you gotta understand, only the children of Israel are the saints, man.
Right.
Only the children of Israel. So the North American Indians, contrary to what you people believe, are the children of Israel. They are also known as the saints. We are the saints.
Right.
And this thing, it says, those that made a covenant by sacrifice.
By sacrifice.
So when the Lord Yahweh Shai died, he died for these people, man, the saints.
Right.
Right? But again, going back to all that has been going on in America and its wickedness, it's time for this place to go. America has to be destroyed, man. There's far too much wickedness that's going on in this world. I mean, you look at the ability or inability to eat properly, to drink proper, water. Everything's a fucking mess, man.
Right.
All right.
They keep going on and on about meat they created in a freaking lab.
Yep.
Every day to the TV, they keep saying that, oh, that'll be good for you. He's being approved by the FDA and all that type of
These
shit.
devils is making steak out of shit, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Literally.
man.
So this devil gotta go. And they're not a part of the covenant. They're not a part of the promise. They're not a part of salvation. They have nothing to do with it, man. And this is why the Lord has set up his servants on the highways and byways, those who have made a sacrifice, a covenant by sacrifice. When we come out here and let you know that, man. We're letting you know. You got something more?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 15. I'll start at 6. It says, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Right. Now, how did that wickedness exceedingly pollute the whole earth, man? Their philosophies. Everything that they have established throughout the 4 corners of the earth. When they go to their summit meetings, who's at the head of the table? America.
Yep.
America's pushing that philosophy. You know why America has the ability to do that? Because America, first and foremost, the Lord gave Esau the ability to rule this kingdom. Right. And what America has that reserve currency. The American dollar is a reserve currency. So if you want to play by American rules, you ain't gonna play at all. Right. You see? Read on.
It says, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. It says, therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, and neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. It says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood cry unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Right, the innocent and righteous blood, those who have passed over, are complaining to the Lord. When are you going to go down there, Lord? When are you going to destroy these people? When are you going to bring back our brothers? And the souls of the just, whom we are, we're still complaining about the wickedness that goes on in this kingdom, in this society. All right? Where and when have you seen the heathen sighing and crying about the unrighteous things in this country, man? They're flourishing from what's going on over here, man. They have the ability to live and live properly over here, man. We got to scrape the scrounge and live and work until we're damn near 75 years old, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah 24:4. It says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. The earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the law, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. It says, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
Right, and the inhabitants of the earth is said that what? This place is defiled under the inhabitants, man.
Right.
Look who's in control. Look what they're doing. Everything that you see in this country has been under the rule of Esau Edom. And it's nothing but pure wickedness. You see? And now that wickedness has exceedingly reached up into the heavens, now it's time for it to be judged, man.
That's right.
The Lord's got to come back and make it right. And how he's going to make it right? The only way this place can be made right, if it's burnt to a crisp, man. If it's burnt with throwing nuclear fire. That's the only way you can clean this place up, man. The sickness of America is just that. It has polluted the whole earth, right? Hold that real quick. Give me that Revelation 11.
It's Revelation 11:18,
Yep.
and it reads, and it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the day that they should be judged,
Yep.
and that thou shalt give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name.
Right. Give rewards to the prophets and the saints who are Israelites. The rewards coming to the hopeful elect. That's who the reward is coming for. We're not grafting in no heathens, man. If you ain't a part of this thing, then it doesn't include you. Keep it moving. Don't even open up the book, man. Go ahead, read on.
And it says, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them that destroyed the earth.
Right, and destroy them that destroy the earth. The earth is utterly being destroyed. It's rotting away like a cancer, man. You're supposed to have certain holy days. You're supposed to have certain land Sabbath days to let the land rest, man.
Yep.
You know, a certain period goes by, 7 years go by, you're supposed to get that land Sabbath, where the earth gets the opportunity to regenerate itself. But now you got pesticides,
Right.
you got all kinds of, chemicals, GMO, chemtrails, anything you can possibly imagine, this devil has done.
Right.
See, but you people can't see what's happening, man. You can't see the big picture, what's going on. This devil, he's locking America down, right? And now he's going to continually poison you to the fullest degree.
Right.
2026, you watch. Something's going to pop up, man.
Yep.
They're going to go back into lockdown. Now they're going to start forcing you to take the MOTB and so on and so forth. All right, go ahead.
2 Ezra 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done to them, that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Right, we're coming into those latter times. So what do you think that means? Give me Revelation 12:12. What do you think that means? Many great miseries. These are the things that this devil is now going to spring forward on you. Because right now, right, you got Esau running around, hemming up people with ice and all this other shit. You got the crackers saying, yeah, get them out of here. Yeah, it's our country. But the table's going to turn, man. Because once the devil gets done doing what he's doing to the children of Israel, he's going to turn his sword towards you. You so-called Americans. And that's when you're really going to have a breakdown. Because you're going to think this is your country. But know this of a surety that the Lord is making all this possible. The Lord is going to make this possible. And he's going to return the land back on the other side of the world to its rightful people. And this place is going to be destroyed.
Right.
So you want this place, you want to lay claim to America, be our guest. Because it only got a short time left anyway. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Quick article. Endtimeheadlines.org. The heading reads, Iran declares total war on America and Europe in a new chilling threat. In a forceful and unprecedented statement that underscores a dramatic escalation in international tension, Iran's President Mashal Pezeshkian has declared to the Islamic Republic in a state of total war against the United States, Israel, and Europe. So that's the tension. This is the signs of the time that we're in. You know, as the brother Amawan read in Joel 3rd chapter, the Lord is pleading with the children of Israel. He's going to gather these other nations and armies to go prepare for war and ultimately in the valley of Yahweh Shabbat, the Most High's judgment. And he's going to, and the sentiment is to bring destruction to Babylon, the great AK America. And this is what we've been prophesying. There's going to be civil unrest here. There's going to be lockdowns and martial law, so on and so forth, the MOTB. And that's what's happening here in Babylon. But on the outside, these other nations are going to be prepared to nuke this place with thermonuclear missiles.
That's it.
And that real quick, because you see about this article, I bought an article last week, about Venezuela, who themselves, they're not America to come, but why did America to come? Because they know that Washington is backing them up. Washington backing them up because America was out there. They seized the oil barrel from Venezuela, but when Washington came into the scene, they couldn't do that anymore. And in Venezuela now raising military troops then America come.
Right. I was having a conversation. Give me Jeremiah 50, 13 and 14.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with a couple of cats, right? And I was saying that, we was talking about Venezuela, Maduro, we were talking all that. And I said, the problem? I said, what the thing is though? I said, Venezuela's now raising themselves up.
Right.
Because they know that they have Russia to back them up.
Right.
And dude like, oh no, Russia, they're nobody. They're nobody right now. They're, they can't even beat Ukraine. Again. But these are people that don't know the inner workings of what's going on out here. They don't know that Russia can send a couple missiles over to Ukraine and that be it, man.
Right.
They don't understand that Russia has one missile that can destroy America, half of America, man.
That's right.
Right.
So again, Satan, there's a whole bunch of arsenals that got over there, man. But the point being made here is that these nations are now gearing up, as the brother just read in this article. People are coming against this place, man. That's why you better, if you ain't from here, you better get the hell out of here while you still can.
Right.
Go ahead.
I have another article. I did a lesson on it probably around like Monday earlier this week. There was another article from same source, End Time Headline.
Yep.
It says, why has China loaded over 100 nuclear ICBM missiles into its island? And that was why. We know the answers because the Lord revealeth his secrets amongst his servants, the prophets. These nations are beating their plowshares into swords and their pruning hooks into spears. And like you mentioned, these other nations are now poking their chest. That's the weak saying they're strong. They have that capability to destroy America with one nuclear missile. Right? That's right. But that's what's going on in these latter days. That's right.
And if I may add too, because earlier you mentioned that your first that you got your job so that Ukraine is not and Russia is not.
I wasn't at work. I was having a conversation with the
because I just want to bring this out real quick. Russia already sees the majority of all Ukraine's land. They push them further back south. Meanwhile, people is begging for America to come and help. If Ukraine wasn't, that's what a lot of people are saying. I heard that too. They say, Russia is nothing. But yet, if Russia was nothing, why is Ukraine begging America to come and help them? Because they lose the damn war. Right. But they're going to put that instead of use.
So get Jeremiah 50.
Yeah.
Start at 9.
Gotcha.
When you give me
I've had that, but not so.
all right. If you got it. Oh, then give me Joel 3 and 9.
Gotcha.
Jeremiah 50 and 9.
Yep, read on down.
Yep. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
Right, we got to understand what's happening here, man. As a brother just read in the article, China, North Korea, Russia, all these people preparing themselves for this war, man. You don't put nuclear missiles in silos just to show and tell, right? We're getting closer and closer to that time period. All right, read on.
And they shall set themselves in array against her.
Right, and he read, all these people are now going to start coming up against America. That's who that her is right there. That's speaking of in Jeremiah 50. The her is speaking of America. As they say, the good old U.S. of A.
Yeah.
All right. So it's getting to the point where now we're starting to feel, we're starting to taste the Lord coming back to destroy this place. All right. Go ahead.
From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert men. None shall return in vain.
Right. And
No. What I'm saying
it's all about the Third World War, man. Those arrows are also known as synonymous with thermonuclear missiles. They're shaped just like an arrow.
Yep.
And Joel describes them to a T. How the flame behind them burneth, and the fire before them devoureth.
I ain't got no sign on mine.
That's YouTube, man. They fucking up, man. YouTube's they out of control. Go ahead, bro.
Real quick too. Also, the term that the American military use is broken out.
That's right. That's right.
Out,
Yep. Go ahead.
Back out.
What verse you
I
at?
just finished 9.
Read on down.
Verse 10, Jeremiah 50 and 10, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, said the Lord.
Right, and these nations, that's America. Okay, another code name for America, the Chaldees. All these nations are going to spoil this place, man.
Right.
And we're living in some beautiful times right now. And we of the hopeful elect are the only ones that truly understand. And those whom the Lord has woken up to receive this thing. This is the beautiful time that we're living. To see these words pop off the page in real life, man. This is reality we're talking. We ain't talking about some mythical, Harry Potter sequel novel where you can read and go back and wait for next season for another book to come out. This is the only book, man, that truly matters, man. Go ahead, read on.
That's why it says none shall want
Her mate. That's right.
Verse 11, because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of my heritage.
You see that? Oh, ye destroyers of my inheritance. Now again, how do you equate a heathen being in the mix to this? Them heathens aren't the inheritance of the Lord. They don't have no part in this thing, man. When it comes to the promises, the deliverance, the salvation, that's only for the nation of Israel. And because the Lord has blinded you from receiving and understanding how to rightly divide the word of truth, now everybody can make it. It's just everybody. Fuck it. Read on.
Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellows as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed.
That's Britain, right? Because America stems out of there. And they know it, man. That's why when we read these prophecies, these Edomites don't want to say too much. Because can you imagine if they go on CBS and NBC, the Hebrew Israelites have been given some type of spiritual understanding now. They understand the history of where America comes from. They wouldn't do it.
Yep.
It'll draw too much attention, man. And likewise, just putting the brothers on TV now, man. It draws too much attention. There's already been a great awakening. And that awakening has been through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. We don't need your goddamn television shows, man. We don't need anything that you got. The Lord set this internet up for this reason solely, man.
That's
to
right.
push this word throughout the four corners of the earth.
That's right, Elder. That's right.
You didn't come into this fold by watching CNN. You didn't come into the fold by watching RT News. You came into the fold by watching videos on the platform that the Lord has set up, where that line has been throughout the four corners of the earth. That's how you came into the truth, man. Psalms 19, yep. Go ahead, read on.
Jeremiah 50 and 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
Right, compared to all the other nations, America is the hindermost. It's going to be a wilderness and a dry land and a desert, man. Because the thermonuclear missiles are going to absolutely annihilate America. When Russia starts shooting them nuclear missiles over here, when China shoots those missiles over here, North Korea, Iran, they start shooting those missiles over here, there's going to be nothing left over here, man.
That's right. That's right.
This is beautiful. All right? We always talk about the Lord coming to judge, and America's going to be judged.
That's right.
All right? You got a precept, brother? Go ahead, fire it off.
This is Ezekiel 38 and 1.
Yep.
It says, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief priest of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him.
Right, and these are those, this is known as Russia today. Go ahead.
It says, and said, thus said the Lord Yahweh power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief priest, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Right, not against them for harm, but against them knowing he's going to bring them to fulfill his word, to fulfill his will. Go ahead.
It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Now, going back to the conversation I had with that cat last week, he was like, oh, no, Russia's all done. Well, the scripture said, the Lord said, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So what do you think that's talking about? That's it. We're getting down to that. You see? So the Lord is bringing them back to that superpower that there once was. Soviet Union.
Right.
You know, people are in fear right now. Those who are in the know. Because again, at the end of the day, Russia's going to lead the charge with the firing of those thermonuclear missiles, man. Read on.
It says, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company, with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Right. So now is the time for war. Going back to Ecclesiastes, we're talking about time for war. This is that time that we're living in. Everybody, when you hear a leader of a nation is putting nuclear missiles in silos, listen, it's a big deal to get them bad boys up, and you got to get them up and put them up, line them up, right, center down. It takes a long time to get something. You ain't just doing that just because, man, to show a force of threat. You doing that because they getting ready to push buttons around here.
If I may mention, as the scripture says in Proverbs, the heart of the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord.
Right.
He turned it so ever so
he
will.
will.
Roughly paraphrasing.
That's right.
So we know this is all the will of the Lord. If we have
right.
these presidents or ayatollahs or these
Right.
leaders making these threats, we know that's being orchestrated from Yahweh Shem al-Shah to
Right.
fulfill his will.
Right. How many missiles did he put in that silo?
This China, it said 100, loaded over 100 nuclear ICBM missiles into silos.
Why? Why is he putting 100 missiles in silos? Because we're at that time where war is imminent, man.
Right.
They're not going to tell you that in the news. They're not going to tell you that in the newspaper because they don't want the people to be in fear.
Right.
But we understand and know that prophecy must be fulfilled.
That's right.
All right, and this is why. Read that again. Start at 4.
Come. This is Ezekiel 38:4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Right. Russia's going to get turned back, and the Lord's going to put that power back on them to rule. And that's why when we go back into Jeremiah the 50th chapter, we're going to talk about what? How the Lord is going to bring that assembly of great nations from the north.
Right.
This is beautiful, man. This is poetry in motion, man. This is poetry in motion right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you ever see a violinist just, stroking that string so ever so gracefully? This is the word of the Lord. You know, the Lord is on high, though. Yeah, get it, boys. Break it down. You got it. Go ahead, brother.
God, it says, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers, shields, and all of them handling swords.
Even a great company, right? So we understand and know that Russia's going to be in league with several other countries and nations to come up against America, to destroy it, with a great destruction, sword destruction. Yeah, no, hold tight, bro. That's an article, right? All right, hold tight. Go ahead.
When you look around these other headlines and news events, you see these other armies doing joint military drills in the air or the sea or land. They're getting prepared for war. I've used the analogy before. These teams do scrimmages, they do practices, ultimately to get prepared for a game. It's just like these other nations, man. They're getting prepared for that battle, World War III.
Right. And they even have, what they call war games, where they'll set themselves up in different oceans and seas and go through drills and there's a ship coming off the coast and however they do it. All right? But that would be their practice. Right? But now we're about to enter into the game. You can only practice for so long. A team ain't gonna practice for the rest of his life.
Preseason.
It's time to suit up. They go they come down the tunnel, they jumping up and down, they're ready to go, man. These are ready to go. All right, this brother got an article right here.
This is from IndiaToday.com. And he says, this is gonna be the headline.
India Today. Okay.
India Today. It says, hidden deep underwater lies India second strike nuclear guarantee. He said India reportedly tested a nuclear-capable submarine launched ballistic missile this week. This test launch, not officially acknowledged, marks steady progress in India's quest to ensure a second strike capability and strengthen its nuclear posture. So you got India right now testing nuclear launch missile in a submarine under the ocean.
Right.
So they themselves getting ready for a nuclear attack.
Even these countries that are in league with America, they're going to turn against America. To the book of Obadiah. All these teams that are with America right now, they're gonna deceive America. And they're gonna launch some thermonuclear missiles. So whatever country is testing missiles, they're testing those missiles. Little do they know that the Lord's gonna put the spirit on them to launch those missiles over here to America. You see? That's the beauty of why we being of the hopeful elect, the Lord has given us the eye salve to understand these things and see these things. And this is why we prophesy.
It's a quick piece of that mentioned that, right? This is Obadiah 1:7. All the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevail against thee. And real quick, the guy said this question: how are they going to prevail against thee? By the way of that nuclear missile attack. Because you got India, like I said about the other country just a second ago, you got India testing missile in the ocean. So you best believe that when you launch that missile, it's then going to instead of go to the direction of Warsaw or any other country, you don't go straight to the United States of America.
America,
Yeah.
India got beef with America anyway. So it's all gonna go down, man. Everybody got beef with America. All right? This is the whore. The whore that sit upon many waters.
Yep.
Everybody got beef with the whore, man. They're gonna get their chance to smack this bitch around. You know what I'm saying? Smack that bitch around with a nuclear missile.
That's right, Elder.
Good, let me get your quick precept. I'm gonna get your precept. We're gonna come with you. I'm gonna come back.
This Isaiah 13. I start at 4.
Go ahead.
It says, "The noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as great people, in a tumultuous noise of the kingdom of nations gathered together."
Yep.
And the Lord, it says, "The Lord of hosts mustered the hosts of the battle. They come from a far country and from the ends of the heaven."
Them thermonuclear missiles. They come from a far country and from the ends of heaven. There's no, I mean, what else can do this? What else has the capability of doing these things? All right? This was a mystery at one point in time. But now these things have been revealed to the service of prophets. And this is why we come out and prophesy. Now, if you go to the average everyday Christian and bring this out, they're like, "Oh no, that's not what it's talking about." It's never what it's talking about concerning anybody outside of this truth of ours. It's always something else. Go ahead.
It says, "They come from a far country and from the ends of heaven, even the Lord and the weapon of his indignation to destroy the whole land." It says, "Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand."
That's right.
"And it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty."
That's right. And that land that's going to be destroyed is America. We're going to tell you, we're going to keep telling you, if you ain't from America, go back to your home country. All right? Because this is going to be your grave over here if you decide to stay here when them thermonuclear missiles start getting shot. And even Donald Trump, he's going to start shutting shit down anyway.
Right.
You're going to be able to travel nowhere, man. All right? There's, when 9/11 took place, they shut down the air travel. All right? And that was a couple buildings falling down. Can you imagine when they think America's going to be utterly destroyed? They're going to lock this place down like you've never been seen before.
So I'm making this real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
Give me the headline.
No, go ahead.
Now, about India, right? About, joining. Now, look at this. That's from algerianews.com. And he says,
Aljazeera News?
It's like I pronounce the word.
That's all right, brother.
He says, India joined Russia, Belarus drill amongst nuclear weapon launch rehearsal.
That's why the scripture saying an assembly of great nations,
They
man.
join Russia
They're
now.
They're gonna come up against America, man.
Yeah.
There's no other way to look at that. There's no other way you can compute this, man. We are on the precipice of the third world war. India is testing missiles. China's loading missiles. Russia's testing missiles. North Korea. Everybody's testing missiles, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Americans are sitting back because it's going to live off the name United States of America with bad with the Marines and all the other shit. That's not going to cut it. When these rockets start flying, go ahead, brother.
This is back in Ezekiel 38:5. It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them,
Yep.
all of them with shield and helmets.
That's right.
Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou, all thy company that are assembled unto thee,
Yep.
and be thou with God unto them.
That's right.
It says, after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from swords, and gather out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. It is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. It says, Ezekiel 38:9, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou all thy bands and many people with thee. Verse 10, thus said the Lord Yahweh power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think evil thoughts.
That's right. So the Lord is going to put this thing in motion.
Right.
Everything that we're reading, everything that we're listening to, everything we're watching on TV, we filter through the scriptures.
Right.
You have to. can't just look at it on TV and be like, all right, you gotta have the ability to filter it through the scriptures, man. And everything is now coming to pass. All these nations are gearing up. They're choosing their side. They're choosing their alliances. You know? And when you choose your alliance, that alliance is gonna support one another. Right? And even those who have been on America's side, as we was reading Obadiah, they're gonna come up against America anyway. This is what it's all coming down to. This place being destroyed. It's gonna be destroyed in a great fashion. It's going to be such a tumultuous tribulation on this land. The earth is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard, man. All right, continue on that.
Let's draw this for a quick second.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. Give me Joel 3 and 9. I want to get that real quick. Give me Joel 3 and 9 because it all ties in to what's about to happen with these countries and these nations, man. You know, it's no coincidence, right? If you want to be here in Babylon and try to save Esau and try to save the heathens and give the heathens salvation, you can do that. Yeah, come on, you can do that. But I'm going to tell you this. It's not going to profit you nothing. All right? You on deck, Elder?
This is Jeremiah 50 and 14. It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about.
Hold on. Where did you leave off?
Jeremiah 50 and 13.
Oh, wow.
Jump to 13. Come on.
Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about.
Right.
All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her.
Yep.
Spare no arrows,
Right.
for she have sinned against the Lord.
Right, shoot at her, spare no arrows. And why do you think these countries are gearing up, testing these rockets, man? Because they're going to shoot at her, and they're not going to spare any arrows. They're not going to say, yeah, let's leave some for another day. Let's keep held back just in case we have to go back to war. No. Spare no arrows. Empty out them silos. Shoot them.
Exactly.
Verse 15.
Yeah, I like that.
Shout against her round about.
Yep.
She hath given her hand.
Yep.
Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down.
Yep.
For it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her.
See that? For it is the vengeance of the Lord. So this is why America is going to be destroyed. Because it's the vengeance of the Lord. But the Lord is going to use these nations to get the job done. A lot of people don't understand that. They just think that the Lord is playing no part of this. They think that God is not a God of war. They think that the Lord is not a man of war. They think that he's just sitting up in the neutral corner in the heavens just looking down like, why are you doing this, my children? No, he's the one that's marking the battle, man. He's the one that's putting the spirit on these devils to come to the conclusion that America gotta go.
Yeah.
You know, we watch them game shows, the elimination round.
Oh, yeah.
America's about to get into that elimination round.
That's right.
Right?
That's
You got a
right.
precept?
This is Isaiah 54:16.
Yep.
Behold, I've created the smith that bloweth the coal in the fire,
Yep.
and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Yep.
I've created the waster to destroy.
Right, and we attribute that Smith being Vernon von Braun, one of the original paperclip, paperclip members, Operation Paperclip, that was brought over here to America from Germany, right? And when he came over here, he helped America finalize and materialize the ability for a rocket to fly straight, what the inner workings call the gyro system, right? He mastered that system. But America, they didn't know what the hell was going on. If you look at them old films when America was testing them rockets, it'll go about 10 feet up in the air and just start going crazy. When Vernon von Braun, them 500 scientists came over to America, now mind you, they were also in Hitler's SS crew. So America couldn't bring those cats over here with those titles. That's why it was Operation Paperclip. Their true identity was lanced over with a piece of paper and a paperclip. This is who you now are. Right. This is your new identity. You see? But all that being said, that Smith, we attribute that to being Vernon von Braun. And he even on his tombstone, he has Psalms 19 on his tombstone. Though it be so big, but that man played a major role in the military advancements in America. You see? And the only thing they can do is they can give him a 12 by 12 fucking little tombstone, Right. That man did great things for this place. Right. But that's the devil for you.
That's right.
If it was a cracker if it was an American that did it, they'd have a big shrine. He'd be in textbook. You know, there's some statue somewhere, you know, sitting there with a missile in his hand, a blueprint. That's the devil for you. You know, but yeah. So he created the waster to destroy, and that waster is gonna be that thermonuclear missile. You can't get enough of it, man. You want more and more. You want more and more. You want to hear more about it. You want to examine it more. You want to visualize it more. You go online, go to YouTube, man, and look up, you know, the process. The stages of a nuclear missile. They'll give you the stage in an animated form. They'll give you the stages. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. But the Lord is behind all that. The Lord said, I created the smith that created the waster to destroy. So that's just you're looking at the magnificent mind of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
This is Malachi 4:1.
Yep.
It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Yep.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Yep. And again, all this burning is going to be fused by the thermonuclear missile. It's going to be started by the thermonuclear missile. Terminator Judgment Day shows you that. It gives you a little glimpse of how that fire is gonna come bezzling through the land. You know, when you go back to the book of Joel, I don't think we even got that.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
I forgot on that.
Yeah, when you go to the book of Joel, it tells you how that fire is gonna climb them walls like mighty men. They're gonna sweep across. You know, there's no stopping it, man. Right. It's gonna be a dreadful day when them thermonuclear missiles get shot over here, and this is why, Lord willing, we get delivered up. Right? Go ahead, brother.
It's tied in with Joel as well. On 2nd Ezra 16, verse 13, it reads, the strongest is right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrow that he shooteth are sharp and should not miss. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Right, hold it right there. You notice how these Christians don't get into all this?
Right.
They're talking about they're men of God and they believe in Jesus Christ, but they ain't talking about the prophecies. They ain't talking about the things that matter. All right? And this is why people love to hear the brothers speak and watch videos. Because every video you watch and every word that brothers speak is a matter of life and death, man. It's something that's going to give you the ability. It's going to give you the ability to sit back and really give you understanding of what's happening out here. Listening to Joel Osteen and Creflo Dollar, you ain't gonna get nothing out of them. Man. You ain't gonna get nothing but nonsense out of them, man. You know, if you really want to be, you know, fed, you want to be edified, listen to the brothers, man, from the head apostles on down. Listen to what we're telling you. Because these words are not our words that we speak, but the words of Yahweh Shai. Right? For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. The arrows that he shooteth are sharp. They shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. There's no other mechanism that an arrow can be shot into the ends of the world unless it's powered by a nuclear, fusion or a thrust burner that's in back of them nuclear missiles, man. That's beautiful. Read on that.
And it reads, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
Right. You said, behold, the plagues are sent. Now we're identifying them as plagues. They were arrows, now they're plagues. All right? And they're not going to stop until they come upon the earth. But when they come upon the earth, what are they going to do? Keep on reading.
Right. And it reads, the fire is kindled and should not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth.
You see that? Again, the fire is kindled and not going to be put out until it consumes the foundation of the earth. And the elder just read Malachi 4:1. This place is going to burn as an oven. All of it works hand in hand, man. As it is written, here a little, there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept. This is how you put this thing together, man. You ain't gonna be able to just pick up a book and read all Isaiah and think, oh yeah, I'm good. Because you gotta jump around, man. You gotta hit them precepts. You gotta know where to go. Lord gotta lead you to where them precepts are, man. Go ahead, read on precept.
And it reads, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues that should be sent upon the earth shall not return again.
That's it. Them plagues, when they get shot, they're not coming back. If you fly a drone, you can send the drone up. It can go way about 2 miles, and then you can draw it right back to you. So in other words, when you launch a drone, you can control that drone to come back.
Right.
But these thermonuclear missiles, when you launch them missiles, they're not coming back, man. That's it. Once the button is pushed, it's over.
Push the goddamn button.
Once that button is pushed, but think about it though. But think about it. When it really comes down to launching them thermonuclear missiles, and that button gets pushed, you can forget it, man. There was a show I was watching. Damn, I can't remember what it was, but it was like a short. And damn, this was about 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. I may have, but it was shown from different perspectives, right? And it was going through the process of a nuclear missile being launched.
Yeah.
I can't remember the
movie.
name.
They come from different angles. I forget the name. of it.
Con, that's it.
Man.
Yeah, but it was interesting because from different perspectives, and there was this one black woman who got the golden ticket, so to say, to go down in the bunker, and all the colleagues in the joint, though the missiles are being launched, all the colleagues was like, listen, what the fuck? Why did she get to go down
That's
there?
about House of Dynamite, right?
I think that is it.
That's from Netflix.
That's
House of
it.
Dynamite.
Yeah, the House of Dynamite. That's what it was. Yeah, so that, so watching that, it just puts you in the mind, it gives you the mindset or the visual of how when they launch the missiles, that's it. They're all just sitting around like, fuck, I mean, it's all we could do now. There's no turning back from that. So once they get launched, that's it. No? Good.
Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
Right, that's how the ancient battles were, man. That's how the ancient wars were. Confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Meaning what? That was up close and personal. That's how the wars was fought back then in ancient times. Close up, boom, fifth rib type motion, head chopping off, and all the blood. And they're showing that in the movie 300. They're showing different, period time movies where war was in that state, in that fashion. You look over the horizon as well. 3,000 horsemen, on their horses. But go ahead.
Hey, the brother read all of them handling swords. What was that? What verse was that?
Ezekiel 38.
Ezekiel, yeah.
Right. All of them handling swords. Yep.
But this one now is gonna,
That's right.
But it says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right. This shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And that burning is going to be the thermonuclear fire that is emanated from them thermonuclear missiles, from the warheads that are strategically positioned inside of the top of that nuclear missile. Right. So when things get shot over here, and it's crazy, man. The warheads are getting more and more potent, but they're squeezing more and more nuclear, warheads inside of that one missile, man. So I mean, it's curtains over here, man. It's over. Go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah 13:17.
Yep.
It says, behold, I will store up the Medes against them, which will not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Right, you know what that means? That they ain't taking no bribes. They're not taking no deal. It's not going to be a handshake or a truce or a treaty or a nuclear proliferation, whatever that word is. Proliferation. Yeah, and a nuclear proliferation where they're going to sit there and be like, yeah, you only make 5,000, we'll make 5,000. We won't make any more than that. Those days are done. As a matter of fact, Russia had already opted out that deal. That deal was set up for a certain period of time. Right. That time has now expired. Ain't nobody going back into that deal. Ain't nobody going back. And you notice how America was solely focused on Iran having nuclear capabilities. They wanted to sanction Iran, but they didn't talk about sanctioning China. They didn't talk about sanctioning Russia. Why is that?
Okay, just someone just land back on that real quick. If you don't mind, Zephaniah 1:18. Neither shall silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath.
Right, their silver or their gold shall be able to deliver them. Nobody's going to listen. Whatever you have to offer is not on the table anymore.
Right.
I'll say this: Vladimir Putin, man, he's been a very diplomatic person. He's always been kind of like coming to the table in reasonable fashion. Yeah. Right? He's always been that way. But now, as we read in these scriptures, listen, once it's time for war, it's wartime. Nuclear missiles got to be shot. Right. We don't give a shit how much gold that you stole that you want to give to us. Right. We don't care about all that. We want you going. We want you annihilated.
That's
That's what's
right.
gonna happen over here.
I mean,
Go ahead,
they
bro.
show you that in these like shows like The Sopranos or even movies when there's a person about to meet their death, they always, hey, take my money, you can
Right.
take my safe, whatever. They try
come
to
on.
speak their way out with money. But it's just like how the Lord, he ain't gonna hear about your silver, your gold,
Yep.
no excuses. He's gonna,
Right.
Read that again.
He's gonna annihilate you.
That's right.
Zeph-
And rightfully so. Rightfully so. You know? And not to mention, everything you got is stolen any goddamn way. Every ounce of gold that you got.
Right.
So again, we don't want none of your stolen
Right.
blood money, man.
Right, the Lord is like, how you gonna give me something that's already mine?
That's right. Right. You know? Yeah, read that again.
Zephaniah 1:18. Neither their silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath,
Yep.
but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy,
it.
for he shall make a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
Right, and that's the Lord's jealousy. So the Lord's jealousy is going to make a speedy riddance of this place. The Lord's anger and fierce, what is it?
Indignation.
Fierce indignation.
Right.
Indignation, that's the word I'm looking for. The Lord's fierce indignation. All right? So go ahead, what you got?
This is Psalms 7, I'll start at verse 11.
Go ahead.
It says, the Lord judges the righteous, and the Lord is angry with the wicked every day.
Right. The Lord is angry with the wicked every day. And we know the Lord said what? The earth was given unto the hand of the wicked. And this is why we see so much wickedness throughout the four corners of the earth, perpetuating to this very minute we stand here, man. It's nothing but pure wickedness. And it's going to get even more wicked when when the Lord gives these devils the green light to start coming down with great wrath, man.
Right.
You think it's over? You think it's fun? You think there's nothing but fun and games on the horizon? And that's why it's crazy to think that you Israelites out there, you're acting as if, you good. You acting like you in the kingdom already.
Right.
The way you're carrying yourselves, the way y'all be speaking, it's about to get hell out here, man. You gotta ask yourself, is the Lord really gonna protect me? Is the Lord truly gonna watch over me?
Right.
Let me examine myself and examine the things that I've been doing, how I've been carrying myself, how I've been acting, how I've been speaking, who I've been hanging around with, the things that I've been doing. All right? All this is gonna come to an account, into a play, man. And then you ain't gonna just skate through here, being wicked and just, fuck it. The Lord's gonna be like, yeah, you was wicked, but you all right. All right? Go ahead.
It says, if he turn not, he will whelp his sword, and he had bent his bow and made it ready. He had also prepared for him the instrument of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutor. And behold, he had travailed with iniquity and had conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it and fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own veil.
That's right. That's right. Appreciate it, brother. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Stay right there, man.
But so the Lord is making things happen right now, man. And we gotta understand that. And we have to trust in that. No matter what goes down, we gotta trust in Yahweh Shai. That it's gonna guide us through what hell we're about to go through. All right? And all these nations are gearing up. It's gonna be a fearful thing, man. It's gonna be a fearful thing to know and understand when they do implement the MOTB. The ability to access food is gonna be done. The ability to just go about your life is over, man. How you perceive life right now is gonna be finished. And I don't think you people are really ready to examine or experiment or even go through these things, man. Go ahead, brother.
This is Psalms 91:1. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Right. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. Right? And this is what we hope and pray for. That the Lord watch over us and cover us when these things start going down out here, man. That's right. Because again, you can try to put your trust in Esau, which most people are gonna do anyway. Because that's all our people know. All they know is Esau being the savior. Esau being the helper, Esau being the one that's going to give them what they need. That's all our people know.
Right.
So therefore, the only one they're going to look to is what? Esau.
Right.
The elder and I years ago had a cat that came up. He said, well, if he goes into slavery, then who's going to, what do you say?
He said if there's no more white people,
Yeah.
who's gonna be in rulership?
Who's going to be in rulership? So in other words, nobody can be in rulership but Esau.
Right.
And if we take him down, we're all going to be lost. You know, but that was his mindset because that's all he ever knew. Yeah, but even still, man, even still as a young man, sometimes, you know, there's a little bit of, you know, understanding in your mind where you say, all right, if somebody goes down, somebody got to take over. You know, shit, put yourself to take over. Esau go down, I'm taking over. You know, that's just the common thing. Yeah, I'll take over, I got it. You know, but go ahead, read that article real quick.
From endtimeheadlines.org, the heading reads, Niger's Council of Ministers approved introduction of mandatory biometric national identity cards and electronic passports.
Right, and this is all going to phase into the chip, man. You know, what's it? What they call that card now? Nothing real ID.
Digital ID?
Digital ID. Digital ID. That's going to be right. That's going to be, you know, right around the corner, and there's going, you know, it's going to segue into different facets of it, and then ultimately it's going to be pushed right into the chip, man.
Right.
Now this 6G, right? This 6G that's coming out, right? What do you think that's going to do? That's going to usher in the MOTB. Go ahead.
If I just may mention that article, it said mandatory. So it's not going to be a voluntary thing, man. You know, and that's what the scripture says. And when it comes here, everything's going to be a domino effect.
That's right.
You know,
that's right. That's right. And with that domino effect, you people are going to fall for it because you're going to want to stay. You're going to want to stay in status quo position, you know, and be comfortable. When all hell starts breaking loose, nobody likes to be uncomfortable.
Right.
You know, nobody likes to be sitting on the edge of their seat. Just like when they stopped to eat the food stamp thing, right? What'd you have? Everybody was at the edge of their seat.
Right.
Nobody knew what the hell was going on. They didn't know if they was going to be able to get food. They was crying and complaining. And the same thing's going to happen, man. When they finally really cut this whole shit down, you're going to sit there saying, well, might as well just do what they say. You know? That's it. That's it. What time we got?
It's like 1:30.
1:36.
Okay. All right. Yeah, come on.
Well, this gun, nah.
Go ahead, go ahead, brother.
It switches from that though.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Second Peter, if you was talking about the conduct, right? Second Peter 3 verses 10, it reads, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heavens shall pass away with the great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking forward and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new heaven wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Right. And that's beautiful, man, because again, this is all about them thermonuclear missiles being shot over here. This is the time that we're living in. We're living in a time of war, like we said earlier. All right? What manner of person ought you to be? Not too many people are very aware of the imminent danger we're in for this thermonuclear war, people. They're about to launch nuclear missiles here in America. So it'll behoove you to go back to where you're from if you're not from here. All right? Because again, when we tell you that we're close, it is really close, man. All right? We about to get
Revelation 17.
Go ahead. Yep. Jump from there, and then jump to Revelation 18 after that. Yep.
My friend, I'm sorry, Revelation 17, verse 15. It says, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitude and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, shall make her desolated and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give the kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
And one of the key phrases there was what? Burn her with fire. Burn her with fire. All these prophecies that we've been speaking tonight has something to do with fire and burning and arrows and plagues, all right? Nuclear missiles being shot from one end of the earth into the other. All right, so before we go to Revelation 18, give me Joel the 3rd chapter. Let's start at the top.
3rd chapter, right? All right. Joel 3:1, it says, For behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and of Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Right, and he said he's going to plead for his people. Right. All right, and again, the other nations aren't considered his people. We have to make that known. I guess we got to make it known every day. Every day until the Lord destroy this place, we're going to have to make it known. Because you people are not going to have a seat at the table of the children of Israel. Niggas, oh, come on, Esau, get on in here, get in. You know, you try to take a picture, and we try to get the motherfucker, squeeze them in real tight. Get in here, Esau. No, I'm just saying. Don't be labeling that. Don't be put that label on me. It's lucky, brother. It's lucky, brother. But yeah, you ain't slipping up in this thing, man. Right. This is for the Lord's chosen people. All right, read on.
It says, verse 3. It says, they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot.
Right, they have cast lots for the Lord's people. Right. So again, these other nations, they were the ones that was also casting that lot. Now they come to get in a great position to be ready to be delivered, to be primed up to be delivered. Getting on the chariot, talking, yeah, we was fucking them niggas up back there, but yo, we on the chariot now, you know? Right, you know? Yeah,
it says, and so a girl for wine that they might drink. It says, yea. It says, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? It says, if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. It says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples, my goodly, pleasant things.
Right. Yep. Going back to that silver and gold. I was just about to say that. And to know that the Lord said, you have taken it. So again, everything that you have, you have stolen. And it just goes from one hand to the other. As the scripture says, no hand joined in hand. Nobody's going to be found innocent, man. You're all guilty. Every last one of you. All right? When you go to the table of nations, the children of Israel would be damn near every nation's hands at one point in time, man. So you're all guilty, man. Go ahead.
Verse 6, it says, and the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
Hey, didn't James says to the 12 tribes that were scattered abroad? So therefore we will remove far from our border. Half our people don't even know that they're from Israel, man. They're Israelites. That's how well this crafty council has done when it comes to our people, man. When they said wipe out the name of Israel be no more in remembrance, damn, they did a damn good job. They did a fantastic job, right? So again, these heathens and all these other nations and Esau, Edom leading the charge are not welcome, man. They are not welcome. Get that through your heads. Read on.
And it says, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them.
Raise them out of the place whether you have sold them. Right? Now we were sold. The Lord don't need no other nation of people. He set up a service to prophets to go out and give this word. Again, even when the Lord was on the scene, he was giving the disciples specific instructions. Right? And if you believe that, then you must understand that the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So the very thing that they did back then, you're now seeing it live and in person now. And we understand and know that we're not to go to all these other heathens. We're reaching out to the nation of Israel, those who are worthy to hear it and receive it. And the Lord give the increase that they be brought into the fold. Go ahead.
and it says and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans and to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. Verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, and prepare war, wake up the mighty men, and let all men of war draw near, and let them come up.
Right, now we're hearing the conclusion of what's about to happen. All these things that have been done unto the Lord's people, what you did, how you did us, how you sold us, you did all these things. Now this war that's coming up, this war is going to be the war that's going to end all wars. But this war is going to be a war for the retribution for the children of Israel. For all the shit that you've done to us. Wake up the mighty men, let them all draw near. The Lord is about to put the spirit on all these nations to come up to fight, man. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say, I am strong.
And that's one of my favorites right there. Let the weak say, I am strong. You know, never in a million years you thought of Venezuela would talk shit to America.
Right.
You know, all these small countries talking shit to America. Never in a million years. Now the weak is saying, I am strong. Why? Because the playing field's now level. Everybody has nuclear capability. It doesn't matter how many troops you have in your army, but if you both pose and both possess a nuclear missile, who gives a shit how many men you got in your force? Because a nuclear missile can destroy all kinds of shit. All right? So let the weak say, I am strong. So now these smaller nations are now being, puffed up. Because why? They understand the alliances that are going on. They understand that whatever Russia gives to India or to Venezuela or to China, it's going to benefit them for what? For military purposes, man. Go ahead.
In verse 11 it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, and thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all heathens round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, and the fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. It says, multitudes in the valley of decisions, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
Right, so all this war and all this shit that's going to go on, at the end of the day, the Lord's going to destroy them all, man.
Right.
And put us right back where we belong. We're going to be the overseers. And once we get put back in place, guess who's going to be burying these bodies? Guess who's going to be cleaning up shop? All you heathens, everybody, at our direction. So those multitudes above multitudes, y'all going to clean that shit up, man. You're going to sever off continual employment. You ain't got to worry about the unemployment line, or if you're going to be able to wake up and go to work and just rise and look at the bird. You ain't got to worry about all that. Don't worry, you're going to be out there, all right? You're going to be out there, all right? That's it.
Real quick,
go ahead, brother.
So Zephaniah 3 and 8.
Yep.
It says, therefore wait ye on me, says the Lord, until the day I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nation, that I might assemble the kingdoms, and to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
There goes that fire again. There goes that word jealousy again. Right? And the Lord said he's going to gather all of these nations to fire those rockets over here. I mean, it's not very hard to understand. All right? We're coming into the time where the Third World War is about to be hot. And once it gets hot, then a lot of shit's going to start happening. Right? Good.
Fire of the Lord's jealousy. It says, the scripture says jealousy is the rage of a man. Right. And we are the wives. He's the husband. You know? So, hey man, the Lord's going to get busy. Hey, all the other nations that have put us in captivity have dealt treacherously with us, and they're going to feel it. That's it.
You got one, brother?
Go ahead. This is Ezekiel 28 and 21. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Zidon and prophesy against it, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, I'm against thee, O Zidon, and I will glorify thee in the midst of thee, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, when I have executed judgment in her, and shall be sanctified in her, for I will send into her pestilence and blood into her streets. And the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her on every side. And they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh power. And there shall be no more a pricking briar unto the house of Israel, nor any grieving thorn of all that are round about them that despise them. And they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power. When I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom I have scattered them, and shall sanctify them in the sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in the land that I have given them to my servant Jacob. It says, and they shall dwell safely therein, and they shall build houses and plain vineyards. Yea, they shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgment upon all those that despise them round about them. And they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh their power.
Right, and that's when we're going to rest, man. That's when rest is going to come to us. Right now, we ain't in the position of resting right now. We got to go all out, man. Right. We've been hired as servants of the Lord to come out and publish this word. You know? We ain't looking to get rest and take a 3-week hiatus to get a job interview and get it. That's what this is all about, man. You know? We said this earlier. Who gives a goddamn? Who wants to work anyway?
Right.
You working, busting your shit for pennies on the dollar for them to take half your goddamn paycheck even before you get it, man. This is why America gotta go, man. Give me Isaiah 13:1. Cut the top. That's it, man. Yeah, huh. This place got. We know there's Babylon the Great. And you know it's funny, man. You got a lot of so-called, I'm gonna say so-called Edomites that are coming out. And some of them might be Jakes, but they're all publicizing, the real Jews, the blacks, the Negroes in America. You know, you can't make this up, man. You can't sit there and see these average, everyday so-called crackers, and I say so-called because I don't know, it could be Jake, but again,
Many of them are opportunists.
right. But even still, to put that word out there, if they ain't against us, they for us. You see? And they're putting that vibration out there because you look at somebody, there's an old white woman, she had to be in about 50s, late 50s, early 60s. And she's like, the black people, they're the children of Israel, they're the true Jews, and this, that, and the third. It's people like that have an impact on the people that watch, man. Yeah. We can come out and tell you, we're the true Israelites, we're the true Hebrews, da-da-da-da. And they be like, yeah, you niggas is crazy. Yep. But a white woman that, some old white school teacher come up and tell you, they be like, oh, did you hear what she said?
Exactly.
See? But again, Babylon got to go down, all right? Because of all the lies and deceit that it has perpetuated throughout the earth, man. And once it goes down, it'll never rise again. And this is what we're trying to tell you people. A lot of people have a hard time believing that America is going to be hit with thermonuclear missiles, man. They're having a hard time believing that America is going to be utterly destroyed. You see? Because they can't fathom, wait a minute, we're supposed to get married in 10 years. We're supposed to have a house, and we're supposed to have a family, and the inheritance is supposed to go to my grandkids. That's what you think, that's what you hope, and that's what you want. But who gives a damn what you think, hope, and want? It's the word of the Lord, it's the will of Yahweh Shah that matters. Go ahead, read on.
If I may add,
Yeah, sure, brother.
And that's also the pride of that's also the pride of these Babylonians. They think if another war takes place, it's going to be business as usual. Right. That America's going to be that hammer of the whole earth, total dominance, and they're going to set up garrisons or military bases, and things going to come back to normal. But this is against the Lord, and you ain't going to be. What's the saying? Your arms too short to embark with the Most High.
You had World War I, you had World War II, you had the Korean War, then you had the Vietnam War, then you had Saudi Arabia, and then you had Afghanistan, all these wars that have been going on. America has always had some type of victory, some kind of victory, some moral victory, whatever. They always come home and their Medal of Honor, the parade and all this other shit, Purple Hearts and all that bullshit, and then you get the commercials. And then you get the movies, Lone Survivor, niggas fucking around, slapping shit. You see all that shit, man. They get charged up. They want to go to the recruitment center, like, yeah, dude, I just want to be a sniper, dude.
Like, never
fucking
leave.
out there, fucking looking through my scope, dude. You know. But this is the cycle.
Right.
This is that vicious cycle that these guys fall into. That warmonger. They want to be a part of this. They want to be a part. You know. And they'll see a dude at the football game. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marines, come on, all this shit, you know,
The honor guard.
that flag around, all that shit, and cats see that shit and get charged up. But that's the life of America. They want to perpetuate that image of you're proud, thank you for your service.
So it's like I seen a quick documentary today with these two white dudes that say they want to take over a little island in Haiti.
Yep.
And
Oh,
do
yeah.
One is like, I'm going to the military, the other one's going to go. I'm like, that's just their pride. I think they can just take over our people like that. You know?
Yeah, like our people have no say in the matter.
Right.
And that's what's been going on throughout time, man. Oh, hell, they're black guys. They don't, what do they know? They're stupid anyway,
I mean, it's funny. If I may add, it's funny that he brought it up because you got the natives in the Kenya military down in Haiti, and they got fucked up. About a meat fight, and they two little Edomite, it's all funny, man. But it's that pride, man. That pride that they have in their heart that they think that no one can ever overthrow them. Right. But you know what thought like that? The people on Rome, they got overthrown. You know how the same mindset? People are Babylonian. People been Persian. When they kingdom was in power, they all have the same thought that make us thinking right now, oh, our military is mighty, who can overthrow us? And look what happened.
Every great kingdom that has risen has fallen.
Yeah.
Every great kingdom that has risen has fallen. America's no different. America's no different. Once it is fall. It's fall right before our very eyes. It's slowly coming undone. It's slowly becoming unsown. And the pride of its military is being watered down. To the point where you had those troops coming over from, these wars, taking their medals off, throwing them on the floor. I was a United States such and such, and I denounced that war, and I denounced these medals. They're throwing the medals on the ground, they're walking away. Everybody's clapping. It's, yeah, good job. Yeah. We don't give a shit. That's your dumb ass fault for going over there. If you jakes down that damn military. Good, brother.
Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye a banner upon the high mountain.
Right.
Exalt the voice unto them.
Yep.
Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from my anger. Even them that rejoice in my highness.
Go ahead.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the hosts of the battle.
The Lord's mustering the hosts of the battle. So all these kings of the earth, they're all preparing themselves. They're getting ready, as we've been seeing on the news, on articles, newspapers. They're talking about war. They're talking about loading up silos. They're talking about testing rockets and missiles. All of these things are a sign of war to come, man. We're not in a time of peace. We're not in a time of love. Those days are long gone, man. This place must be destroyed.
Right.
In order for you to take a kingdom down, you have to have some type of hatred. You have to have some type of hate in your heart to know that you want to overthrow that kingdom or that kingdom, right? And America is that very kingdom that the hatred throughout all these other nations says what? The nations are mad. Therefore, the nations are mad, right? Therefore, they're going to come up against this place. So when you understand and know that America is going to be hit with a barrage of nuclear missiles, then you can understand that America has been hated. That's the way it goes.
You got people in Britain. America on the airline. We got a book of majority of people in Britain who can stand America. Who can stand America? And it's all around the world. You hear about people talk about desecrating the American flag. Back then, back in the early 80s and now, you will never hear such thing. But now you're watching the video of people just spit on the flag, burning the flag, desecrating the American flag, man. Yeah.
Go ahead, read on a little bit.
Isaiah 13:5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
That's right. America's that land that's going to be destroyed. Those weapons of war remember those weapons of war they couldn't find?
Oh,
Weapons of mass destruction. Well, don't worry. We know where they are. China just loaded 100 of them in the silo. So he was looking in the wrong place, my man.
That's right.
So they getting ready to launch them bad boys over here.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead, read on.
Verse 6, Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand.
Yep.
It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Yep.
Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt,
Yep.
and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them.
Yep.
They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth.
Yep.
They shall be amazed one at another.
Yep.
Their faces shall be as flames.
Yep.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
That's right. Now think about it, man. All this anger that we've been reading tonight about the Lord and the anger of the Lord. Why is everybody ignoring that? Why is everybody not talking about the anger of the Lord, man? Leave it up to the Christians in that community. They're gonna just talk about, they're gonna love you to death, man. Love you to death. And then so much so, they're gonna get you to put your guard down. You're like, oh yeah, you know what? Everything's gonna be all right. You got Bob Marley playing in the background, everything. What's that, Bob Marley? Yeah. You know, they're gonna have you thinking that you're gonna be okay, man. And this is why don't listen to the Hebrews. Oh, they're all about, hate and killing and all this other stuff. Well, the Lord is about that, man. The Lord has fierce anger. The Lord has indignation. These are the things that the Lord has. And we're letting you know, because if it wasn't for the Lord's servants and prophets telling you how the Lord feels, you would never know. Because anybody else out here ain't teaching you that. These big mega church pastors and preachers, they're not going into these scriptures. They're not going into the prophecies, I should say. They're not letting you know about the anger of the Lord. You know, all they want is money. And they're going to teach and tell you about the prosperity doctrine till they're blue in the face. They're going to leave here, and Jesus Christ is going to bless you. He's going to bless you and your family. When you go home, the man might be at the deal bell with the big check, the sweepstakes. Was that y'all probably won't know it.
Publishers.
Yeah. What's the dude's name there? White dude with the glasses.
Star Search.
Yeah. He might be at your door. He might be at your door. Again, they're all about money. McMahon. Ed McMahon. He might be at your door waiting for you with a $1 million check. And back in the 80s, man, them motherfuckers, $1 million, man. There you go right there. Back then, $1 million, man, shit, you couldn't do no wrong, man. But $1 million won't get you shit these days, man. But that's again, the inflation has gone up. Esau has done all these things to put a chokehold on this system. He put a chokehold even on the people. All right? And when the motherfucker got you in a chokehold, the only thing you do is tap out. And the people are going to tap out. And when they tap out, they're going to what? They're going to succumb to his demands. Take the chip. Or else you ain't going to be able to live out here. All right? Go ahead.
This is Revelations 18:9.
Yep.
It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. It says, standing afar off for the fear of torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Right. When these kids are standing far off, if you've ever been in a fight, you get into a zone, you black out, and then when you finally like, oh shit, you're like, damn, your adrenaline starts coming down. That's how these kings of the earth are gonna see. They're gonna shoot these missiles over at America. So all these missiles are gonna hit America, and then when the dust settles, they're gonna be like, oh shit, they're gonna be amazed of how bad the destruction was. Because if you really think about it, they truly don't know the size or the magnitude of what these nuclear missiles are going to do. You can read about it, they can do animation about it, but to actually see it unfold and to feel the earth reel to and fro, I mean, I don't even think any of them know that the earth, they're going to be able to feel the destruction as hard as they're going to feel it, because the Lord said what? The earth is actually going to reel to and fro. So they're going to shoot them missiles off, they're going to feel that shit. From wherever they are, they're going to feel that shit. They're going to be like, oh, god damn. We just shot rockets 8,000 miles away, and we're feeling that shit over here. Well, think about it. That's gonna be some heavy shit, man. The scripture said the transgression is gonna be heavy upon the earth. All right, go ahead.
It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Yep.
It says the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen
Yep.
and purple and silk
Yep.
and scarlet
Yep.
and dyed thin wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manners of vessels of most precious wood
Yep.
and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and the souls of men. It says, and the fruit that thou so lusted after are departed from thee, and all thy which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee.
Anything that has to do good. Say what you gotta say.
This, this remind me of what's that scripture where it says about the woman, that the woman is going to be stripped from everything, like the pearls, the necklace, and everything like that.
yeah.
But it's the same sentiment, the same sentiment. Like the Lord is going to strip this place of everything, man. It's going to be cut off.
That's it. And that's a sign to show you that America's not as strong as it thinks it is, man. To let somebody break you down like that, to strip you like this, you ain't as strong as you think you are.
Right.
You know, we're gonna let them deprive them of such great things that made this place rich. You talking about messing with Esau's finances? You can do anything you want to Esau, but don't mess with his finances. This is exactly what we're talking about. You ain't gonna be able to do a goddamn thing about it. So hey, this is all the hand of the Lord. You know?
It says, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off from the fear of her torment.
He said, thou shalt find her no more at all. It's gonna be a line of confusion over here. It's gonna be a desolate wilderness over here. There's gonna be nothing but smoke burning over here. Right? And that's it. That's it. Good old big bad America is gonna be finished. Finito. Done. Right? Go ahead.
It says, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and shall say, alas, alas, the great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught.
That's all it's going to take. It's just going to take 1 hour for this place to be utterly destroyed. Right? We make mention of this, quite a bit. When you look around, it has taken years upon years to build up America to what it is today. Years. All right? Shit, even a building like this building off to our left could probably take a couple years. All right? Now we're being told in the scriptures that in 1 hour